Hey boos, in this video, I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it.
Cause I'm a boss. Oh, hell no.
I told y'all I was going to venture off to the other side of YouTube, okay? We are going to start listening and getting the opinions of non-Black men. So, Chris Williamson, okay, that man is fine. I'm just saying, the man, he's gorgeous. He is fine. I'm going to get into what he had to say about it because I want to see if we're going to start interracially dating, we're going to start, getting in spaces and sharing them with other racial groups, men, women. We need to start venturing off. I don't want to hear what Black men have to say about it. I'm sorry. We already know what they're going to say about it. Their talking points have been repeated since 1992, girl. I'm ready to hear something different. I don't know about y'all. I'm tired of the repetitiveness. You should subscribe. I recommend. I think he has, fairly balanced content, gives you male perspective from the other side. And I like that. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Self.com, a new article from Self.com, what the future of fitness really looks like. It's time to break free from fitness's anti-fatness. For many, the world of fitness can be far more limiting than freeing. In gyms, on social media, and in other fitness-dedicated spaces, the focus on what our bodies look like can make it hard for those with bodies that don't conform to narrowly defined norms to feel like they belong. For far too long, people with larger bodies have been met with limitations, judgment, and intimidation in spaces designed to help us all reach our potentials. Over the last few years, thanks to the body positivity movement, as well as other thoughtful explorations that have challenged complacent ideas about weight and size, we've seen an important shift in how we discuss larger bodies. But fitness spaces can be a final frontier in a particular strain of body discrimination where anti-fat bias and weight-related stigma are all entrenched in our collective understanding of what it means to be fit. It's time to break free from this limited view. The future of fitness is about making space for everyone to feel welcome. So in this package, we're celebrating the people who are helping us to get there. Fitness is already a practice of the privileged. It requires time, money, and access that many people don't have. Fat people have to jump those hurdles and more just to get to the gym. And when they do, they're often met with judgment, discrimination, and calorie lectures they didn't ask for. The problem keeping fat people out of the gym is not their fatness. The problem is fat phobia. We have a bunch of really helpful service pieces if you're someone wondering how to navigate fitness spaces in a larger body. They include how to find a gym that's size-friendly, how to respond to anti-fat encouragement when you're working out, how to feel confident starting at the gym, and Myrna Valerio's useful gear roundup of 12 pieces of running gear that can make running in a larger body more comfortable. What do you think about that, gentlemen?
The body positivity thing works in one direction usually. So I think both of you guys I've seen get not body shamed, because that's maybe a bit strong, but like made fun of for your physiques in some way, like something, Chris, that your forearms are ridiculous, or Johnny, that, oh, you can stop sticking your chest out now, mate. Like I remember the bouncer saying, or people just, and these comments are all fine to throw at someone for how they look if their body is muscular, but it's not so much if it's fat. And so there are some kind of still underlying unspoken parts of what you can and can't say. Equally, they're right that this attitude does stop people from wanting to get started with fitness because they feel it's inaccessible and they see the Instagram ideal bodies and think, oh well, I'm so far away from that, I don't feel welcome in that place. And I think that's perfectly valid. But I would say there are many things that you can train that don't revolve around what your body fat is. If you join a powerlifting gym, you'll be welcomed
among friends.
among friends, because the goal there is how much weight can you lift, and in many cases, if you are fatter or if you're able to get fat quickly, very helpful.
You can get strong. Yeah, well, I fundamentally disagree that gyms are a place that people who are of a larger size aren't accepted into. In gyms, you have a place. How can you say that gyms are unforgiving to fat people when it's filled with former fat people? Like, it's select for people that used to be fat. I've never seen, if you see a big guy come into our gym, you will see him get far, far more encouragement than a guy who is in shape or a girl.
Absolutely, and that's the reality of it, because people aren't dicks in gyms. They're there to improve themselves. And
I'm sorry, but TikTok, there's some TikTok videos out here. I didn't go pull them up because I didn't want to make this live too long. But I have seen, I used to be bigger as well. When I was bigger, I mean, people would make horrible comments. So, in assumptions, people are still making horrible assumptions about me. So, because I'm not quote unquote lean enough for them. So I don't know. And I'm in the gym, I'm lifting, I don't know. I don't get it. I think they're giving the male perspective. Definitely. They're giving the male perspective for sure. Thank you, Amanda. I forgot to shout you out because they were talking, but thank you, Amanda, for your super chat. But how do you guys feel about that? But honestly, when he said that former fat people are more in the gym than people that are just simply into fitness, it made me look at the gym completely different, actually. It made me look at the gym completely different because I don't know. I think maybe it's because of your own insecurities where you don't think that far ahead because you're so stuck in your head about your body image and the issues that you struggle with yourself, which goes back to self-acceptance. And this may be also a cultural difference because they are from the UK. They are also white. That matters. That there may be a cultural difference, but I'm glad that they pointed that out because it is true. There are a lot of former fat people. I mean, I've been in the gym now going on 10 years just because I started something and now it's like I see the importance of it and it's like I'm trying to keep up with that and I used to be fat. So the last thing I'm doing in the gym is judging someone else that may be bigger than me, but again, Americans are just, y'all know how they are. But let's continue.
But I think it's more the perception. It's that, oh, look, everyone in there is in good shape and I'll feel out of place.
But that's not what the article is saying. What the article is saying is that there is discrimination, anti-fat bias, weight-related stigma entrenched in our collective understanding, and judgment. They're met with judgment, discrimination, and calorie lectures they didn't ask for. The problem keeping fat people out of the gym is not their fatness. The problem is fat phobia. That immediately externalizes the locus of control, right? This is just fucking NPC thinking 101. It's not high agency behavior. It's a victim mentality. And I thought, God, here we go. More virtue signaling from a company that is basically giving people chicken soup for this high calorie chicken soup for the soul around fat phobia. But then I saw that they actually provide what looks like pretty good quality workout routines for people that maybe don't understand how to use the gym or are a little bit bigger. So there's a girl, Roxanne, the diva or something on YouTube, and she's, giving people very, very basic body weight movements that you can just follow along with. And that's for free. So you go, okay, so these people know what at least movement looks like. But the rhetoric and the virtue signaling here is, I don't think that there is anybody that I can think of that this would make feel better that actually wants to feel that way. Ethan Suplee, my buddy, 550 pounds, like 10 years ago when he filmed Remember the Titans, now 220 pounds. At no point does he want to be told, yeah, man, the reason that you can't get fit is because of everybody else. It's because of this discrimination, which I've never seen in 15 years of training. And I think if I did see in the gym, I'd go up to someone and say, excuse me, mate, what the fuck do you think you're doing? This person has obviously had to overcome, you know, some concerns around getting into a gym to get here. Why wouldn't you support them? And every single time someone big does step into the gym, we do.
Yeah, there's a video going round of, you know, there's a famous.
One thing that I've learned about people in general that have never struggled with their weight, which I don't think he's ever struggled with his weight. I think he struggled with his size, meaning like he was more on the slim side. And men do get picked on for being slim, skinny, or small, or fragile looking, right? But there's a lot of arrogance that comes with people in general who have never struggled with their weight. They don't know what that's like. They don't even understand that sometimes people struggle with their weight because of medications. People struggle with their weight because of mental health issues. People struggle with their weight because of addictions. And the thing that kills me about society and this way of thinking is that there are a lot of people that actually struggle with addictions, but it's not always seen. And that's what I have an issue with. You know, PCOS, that's a huge one. So it's just, are we really helping people by doing this? Or are we just, you know, trying to make it seem like this really is about their health? I understand where he's coming from as a former bigger person. And when I was bigger, when I weighed 358 pounds, my back, I cannot stress how much my back hurt. I could be standing, I could be sitting, and my back was constantly hurting. I could be in bed laying down, my back was hurting. Some other things that I struggled with were my knees. My knees were always aching. My knees would swell a lot, and it was because I was carrying more weight. My ankles would swell because I was carrying more weight. Another thing that I struggled with was retaining a lot of water because I was carrying more weight and my diet just was not the best. So I understand where he's coming from. If we're truly making this about health, why are we making it a big deal that this image that is the future of fitness why aren't we seeing it in a way like this is promoting people to get healthy? Like like I said, it's all about perception. And why is it that your perception is so negative when you see a bigger person? Like, that's what it is. And this is why I say, is it fat phobia? Are you struggling with fat phobia? Because it seems like you're struggling with fat phobia. Like, why does it pain people to see bigger people doing simple things? Like, I just don't understand that. You know, I don't get that. But I understand where he's coming from. But there's a thin line between truly being concerned with a bigger person's health versus just picking them apart because they're not the size that you feel that they need to be in order to be in certain spaces or in order to wear certain things. Like, there's a very, very thin line. It's a very, very thin line.
Personal trainer who does sort of sassy videos in Durham or Stockton, like Team RP or Team.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's a video of him going up to someone and confronting them because previously, the day before, he was in that guy's gym with a mate who was overweight, and he was kind of berating him for being overweight. And he was like, "Oh no, it was just banter. You don't know what the relationship's like between me and him." And this guy was confronting him, saying, "Well, no, it's unacceptable." So, and that's not out of place. You know, that's accepted that you shouldn't be a dick to people. I think that's totally valid.
Did you see? Sorry, Johnny. Did you see Titania McGrath? So Andrew Doyle tweeted saying, "This article proves that fat people are just as fit as so-called athletes. So why is it that fat people are still so underrepresented in competitive sports?" Like, it doesn't surprise me that. It wouldn't surprise me if the meritocracy that sport is based around, i.e., like, you come first if you're the fastest, there will be a complaint down the line of why are fat people underrepresented in elite sport? Like that absolutely could be something that I could see happening, a headline.
Whereas the whole definition of sport is that it's based on performance and a bunch of other factors, not just fatness. You know, how early you were brought into the sport and how much money your parents and your coach and your team had to push you behind this thing, and all these other kind of social factors that are beyond your control. And so, but people like to pick whatever their particular bugbear is to say, this doesn't fit my agenda in sport. So obviously trans athletes is the big one recently, but
not as big as obesity in sport, Youssef. Not as big as fat people.
Yeah, but so I actually took issue more with the mechanics of the workout video.
Now, this is what I find to be a little contradicting. There are tons of men that are obese that play this one sport called football. No one bats a freaking eye. Like, that's why I'm just like, I see the contradiction with their logic, because it's acceptable in this sport, but we're not about to make it acceptable for bigger people to be performers, as if you're not knocking someone down for money. Like, come make it make sense. Because I know some men, I'm just saying, I know some men that weigh like 400 pounds. Come on. Like, listen, y'all know I'm gonna call it out. I don't care if they white, I don't care if they black, I don't care. We gonna call it out. It is what it is. He said it himself. He had a friend that was in a movie, Remember the Titans. That's a football film, a football movie that's centered around football. And he weighed 500 pounds. Come on. Like, there are men in the NFL right now that probably, they weigh close to that. So it's like, come on. So they want to make it acceptable when it comes to situations like this, but not in overall fitness. I see the contradiction in that. I just do. I do. If it's unacceptable here, it should be unacceptable over here. Don't be selective. I don't like that. I just don't like that. Oh, but they are British. Their football players are fit, not overweight. That may be true. Like I said, there may be a cultural difference.
Just because, as you know, when someone is doing, so you sometimes see people warm up in the gym and they do rotator cuff warm up like that. It's not against gravity. Like, what are you doing? Or like twisting a dumbbell, or so doing a wood chop without any kind of cable resistance is not a wood chop. You're just moving your arms in the air.
It's a wood chop without the axe.
Or without the cable. But the whole point of the wood chop is the reflection resistance.
Well,
Somebody said, well, what sport is for big girls? Are we making this about sports or are we making this about health? If we're making it about health, it doesn't matter what sport is out here that caters to that size. If it's truly about health, it's unhealthy, right? It's unhealthy, correct? So it doesn't matter if a person is playing a sport or not. If it's unhealthy, it's unhealthy. If we're making this truly about health and not size, right? Wrestling too. It's like, come on. So it's like, oh, it don't matter, I guess, if you're getting paid. What? Is it really about health then? Or is it about making money? The shot put is another one.
Fuck, man. Like, the definition of fitness, trying to rejig the definition of fitness, it's time to look at our collective understanding of what it means to be fit. So the CrossFit definition of fitness, remembering that's the sport of fitness and also has the title of the fittest on earth athlete, your work domain across broad time and modal, work capacity across broad time and modal domains, 10 components: cardiovascular, respiratory endurance, stamina, strength, flexibility, power, speed, coordination, agility, balance, and accuracy. You are as fit as you are competent in each of these 10 skills. I would be very, very interested to hear from someone that thinks that they can give us a better definition of what fitness is than that. And I definitely don't think that it's going to come from self.com. I just don't see it. I don't see the things that this article is claiming happen. And I've been in a lot more gyms than most of the people that write the article. Like, it's not about it not happening to me. It's about the way that I feel when I'm in there and what I see as well.
So here's an example, because the three of us have been to a yoga class, and the three of us are very out.
Okay. Congratulations, sir. You have been in the gym more than the people at Self Magazine. But maybe the reason why they haven't been in the gym as much as you is because they never felt like they could show up. They never felt like it was a space for them. So now that they're in a position like a magazine, and they can sit at a round table and have a discussion about representation to make change, maybe they will be in the gym just as much as you are. I just don't understand that. That's why I'm just like, I guess it's about perception. No, it's about perspective. Perspective can change a lot. It could change a lot. It could change how you view things. Like I said, the cover to me, I think it's subjective based off of your experiences in this world. So because he's never struggled with his weight ever, I mean, the man is gorgeous, y'all. Go look him up on Google. Okay, that man is fine. I'm gonna give it to him. He's fine. But at the end of the day, it's like, sir, it's easy for you to say that because you've never struggled with your weight. And so I'm over here looking at the definition for fitness, and it says the condition of being physically fit and healthy. But again, if this is the future of fitness, that means we're getting women who don't fit the average size in the gym to be fit and healthy. I don't know. They didn't say this is the new healthy body image. They literally said that this is the future of fitness. And I think, I don't know, I guess it's how you look at it. Sport culture is unhealthy if you dive deep into it. Girl, I've seen things in professional athletes that I will not publicly speak on. That's all I'm gonna say. Here in America, in the US. That's all I can say.
Out of place. We're not fit for yoga. We're not made for it at all.
Speak for yourself.
And and so, like, I certainly, if I'm in a yoga class and I'm like at the front, I feel a bit of like, oh God, people must, there's all the internal narrative of like, people must think like, what a willy, like, what's he doing there? Or he's just here to creep on the yoga pants, or all these kind of like things that aren't true, but they're just kind of background thoughts, because you're like, well, I'm out of place here, and I stick out like a sore thumb.
Yo, I said the same.
So it's just that, but of course.
I said the same thing. I said this. You guys, I said the same thing. I saw people during quarantine, fitness gurus, people that are part of the fitness community, gaining weight, getting out of shape. So it's like, come on, like, yeah, it's like, are we selling a dream? They and that's what they're pushing, you guys. They want you to be sold a dream on a magazine and not be sold something realistic to get you in the gym. God forbid, you know what I mean? God forbid that they sell you a realistic approach and standard to get you in the gym and get fit and get healthy. God forbid. It's crazy to me. It is crazy to me. So, and again, it goes back to no one is perfect. No one is perfect, you guys. Everyone has a shadow side. So don't try to live up to perfection, right? Find inner peace, find self-acceptance. Because if you are a trainer and you gain weight during COVID and now you're being extra hard on yourself because you're not where you were before COVID. It's like, come on, this is realistic. So you're getting back in shape. You see an image like that saying this is future fitness. Well, currently at the state of the world, it is realistically though. When you look at it from a realistic standpoint, I don't know what else to say. I mean, do you really think people coming out of quarantine in tip-top shape? No, they're not. Like I said, it's good representation. It's real. It's real, and people are threatened by real. People hate real. People hate realness. I'm learning that about society. They hate it. They hate it. And listen, realness comes in different shapes, sizes, shades. You don't have to edit it up and Photoshop it. You know, it's real. Just like how y'all did those women on British Vogue. That wasn't real. Photoshopping and editing and doing editorial, and then want to say, well, we're trying to empower African beauty. African beauty don't need to be photoshopped. African beauty don't need to be edited to death. I mean, African beauty is beautiful. We don't need all that extraness that y'all was trying to do. So, no. People don't like realness. They don't like it. They like the fake stuff. They like fantasizing and dreaming. It's not even real. It's not real.
When you come out of the thing and you're like, oh, actually, I had no proof of that. That's just my internal projections there.
Yeah.
Do you not credit like because all three of us did it, and none of us talked about that at the time. Like maybe afterwards when you're sort of falling over or like shaking and trying to hold a position. But I credit my like comfort in that situation to just, I guess, those feelings that existed the first time you stepped in the gym. And they exist in my mind anyway, no matter what you look like, because you may look like you fit the part, but then you get under a barbell and you still don't know what you're doing.
Well,
I would feel like everyone's looking at you.
One of the interesting models that gets missed off when we're talking about body positivity, it's only ever from fat to less fat. It's never from really skinny guy to growing and getting bigger. You know, the only time that you would ever see people that are super lean are perhaps girls that have had eating disorders and are anorexic. But I've never seen an article ever written about that from a reputable source talking about how you can gain muscle as somebody that previously had an eating disorder. However, Lucy Davies, tons of people that we know and we follow online have previously had eating disorders and now are in the most ridiculous shape because they've got all of the leanness of when they were with great muscle added on top.
And that's a big pain point as well. If you've ever seen, you know, those old kind of cartoons like Recess and all these American like school bully type, Hey Arnold,
picking on the skinny kid
every time.
Yeah. And so that skinny kid stepping into the gym, I don't know. It seems to me like there is a particular talking point that people know. And I mean, fuck, we're the ones giving it more airtime, right? But I just think that if you're the sort of person that anybody that's listening to this doesn't have NPC thinking, so they're already not taken in by that high calorie chicken soup for the soul. But if you are tempted to think about that, go, okay, like, does this actually make my situation any better at all? Or can I find someone that I can go to the gym with? And once I step in there, realize that all of these concerns and all of these rumors are only believed by people who have never been to a gym in their life.
That's the key metric. Does this improve accessibility for people who are obese to get into the gym and start exercising? And if it doesn't, if it reinforces these structures and makes you feel like
reaffirms their fears.
If it confirms your fears or kind of plays to them, then that's doing the opposite. It's discouraging people from going. So we need to find this balance of how do you make it as accessible as possible and friendly and inclusive without exploiting people's fears and.
But if you experience the negativity, like you go to a gym and people are nasty to you, but you've decided you want to lose weight or gain weight or whatever, I just don't think stopping the pursuit entirely is a very like sustainable strategy to approach anything in life, because no matter what you do, no matter what you pick,
I agree
even
with that.
once you're in shape, you'll have people telling you you're taking it too far. You'll have people telling you that protein shakes are causing all sorts of health concerns. Like, it doesn't end. So if you want to not embark on the journey, that's fine. But at all points along the journey, the same problem in various grades in and out of the gym will just exist.
Well, this is what I think the article's trying to convince people of. The fact that actually maybe the gym is the scary place that you always thought it was. You shouldn't be going. You don't need to go. These are some of the problems. This is why your fears should be confirmed, as opposed to just stress testing it for yourself, heading into a gym and realizing that almost everyone in there has been fat. You are in a place that selects for people who are going out of their way to try and change their bodies. But that's not the group of people that are going to say to you, "Oh, what you going to the gym again? Are you? What are you going there for?" Like that's because that's what it's like being a young British guy who goes to the gym instead of deciding to go on another night out at uni. That's the accusation. Oh, what are you doing that for? You're not mates with us anymore? You're not too good for us now? You go, no, I just really want to get my push workout in the morning because I'm on 531 and it's peak week, and next week I get to deload and blah. Like,
because I listened to Modern Wisdom and
I bought Bitcoin. But yeah, I just think it's NPC thinking. People shouldn't listen to it. The self.com can do better than this. They definitely can. But in the meantime, I don't think that a place which is full of former fat people like the gym is going to be that unforgiving.
Just watch the Jocko Willink good video and then just go anyway.
If you enjoyed that, then press here for the best clips from the podcast over the last few weeks. And don't forget to subscribe.